Oh, what's up, Sticks and Hacks? We are back with some more tournament golf, and it's statement time. I put myself out there on this journey to win the US Mid-Am, and the haters have come out of the woodworks. So far, I've been called mid, I've had my swing criticized, I've had my handicap questioned, and apparently I'm maybe an 11 handicap. Ouch. Words hurt, I get it. I've failed to break 80 in the last couple of videos, and the golf has been, well, disappointing. But I'm here for the grind. I walked you through my plan to get better, I showed you my round reviews, and now it's time to show up and start serving some crow. I'm here to show you that with the right focus, the right plan, you can improve quickly and you can bounce back from those bad rounds. So welcome to tournament number 2, 18 holes at Split Rail Golf Course in Aledo, Texas. Just a short drive from the DFW Metroplex, a smaller field event on the US Am Tour. This is my first time playing the golf course, so after putting a game plan together using the Explore mode in the Tangent Golf app, we're ready to see what I've got, so let's go. The train is leaving the station, all aboard the Goodness Express. Say what's up to YouTube, Dad.
Huh?
Say what's up to YouTube.
Say what's up.
Say hi to YouTube, old man.
Hi, YouTube.
Pops is caddying for the day. We'll see how this goes.
Perfect caddy.
Perfect caddy. Lots of good advice coming. The first hole is a short par 5, but a tricky narrow shot has me aiming over the hills on the right-hand side. It's important to get off to a good start, and I love being able to smash a driver to get in the flow early. After a good drive, I have just 213 yards to the middle of the green, but it's into a healthy wind. There's a hazard to the left, so I'm aiming well out to the right of the green, just knock something up there, and if it gets on the green, it's a total bonus. This thing slings. Starts out right at the green, and I overdrew it a bit, so it catches the left side of my dispersion pattern, which just so happens to be the putting green. That excellent shot leaves me just over 50 feet for eagle, and if you've watched any of this channel, you know how I feel about first hole birdies, but I love first hole eagles. Unfortunately, this is a brutally difficult first putt. The pen is just past a steep slope, so if you're a little careless with the speed, it can roll well by. A little too much caution, and I make the cardinal sin of leaving it on the wrong side of that steep slope. Oops, inches from perfect, but now I have a touchy 12-footer, and I have to play a little bit of defense. As much as I joke about not birdieing the first hole, a 4-putt bogey would be a disaster. Luckily, I clean it up for an easy par, and we're right on schedule. Already better than the start of the last tournament. If you see the blue wrap on my index finger, that's because it's broken. I broke it playing goalie in a soccer game, and we're fighting through it. How's that for love of the game? The second hole is a short par 4 with a little stretch of rough that splits the fairway. Not a lot of rough this time of year, so it's absolutely bombs away. You need to have driver as a tool in your toolbox. A 310-yard drive leaves just 69 yards into this back pin, and I thought I clipped this wedge perfect. It's just left of the target, but what I didn't know was there's a slope over there that gobbles up my ball and keeps it a bit short. That means I've got 24 feet instead of 10. But we're able to manage that. A second hole par, which I would feel pretty good about if the leader hadn't gone birdie-birdie. We're 2 holes in, and I'm already back in 3rd place. We turn right back around for the 3rd hole with a slightly narrower tee shot, water on the right. So I favor the left-hand side, and if I hit it in a bunker, we can live with that. But I'm not gonna hit it wet. Another pipe drive leaves another wedge. We are off to a hot start. 73 yards to a front pin. Now, as much as you want to go absolutely pin hunting here, the smart play is to favor slightly left and slightly long to make sure we at least get a putt, which is what I do. Executed perfect, but more spin than I expected means I've got 20 feet up the hill for birdie. You got the distance right, just too much spin. I overread it, but it's another easy par. The problem is, pars aren't getting it done, and I fall back to a tie for 4th. At this point, it'd be easy to start pressing, but good golf is patient. The 4th hole is a 136-yard par 3. Water and bunker short and left, but a generous green. Into the wind, a pitching wedge is unlikely to get back to the pin, but we're favoring the fat part of the green on the front 3rd. So even when I slightly mishit this tee shot, we have 30 feet for birdie. It's a game of misses, so give yourself room and permission to miss. A good putt leaves another easy par, and that patience is paying off as I climb back into 3rd place for the tournament. Still, just 2 shots back of the leader. The 5th hole was a confusing tee shot. The lake shouldn't be in play as I can easily carry it with a driver, but the fairway narrows and it looks like there's significant trouble through the fairway. But the 6th hole has a generous fairway and it runs in parallel. So I intentionally hit this drive up the sixth fairway. And I might have outsmarted myself. I find the fairway, but now I have a blind shot over a hill. The thing about blind shots is they're harder to commit to. And I blocked this one. A mediocre bailout swing leaves me just off the green, short and right. Again, if you've watched any of this channel, you know just how bad I am at putting from just off the green, and this is no different. We'll blame it on a weird hop, but that's easily 15 feet short. It's a poor effort that leaves a tester for par. Luckily, I am good at putting on the green. This putt was absolutely tracking, and it hit something right as it's taking a peek into the hole. Ball was afraid of the dark, I guess, and it's my first bogey. Blemish on the card. I wasn't the only one that struggled with that hole, and I stay in a tie for third, but now I'm 3 strokes back of the leader. So now we are actually playing the sixth, and I managed to hit the fairway for a second time, despite hitting this low on the face. We'll call that a good miss. With the wind, it rolls out 300 yards and leaves me 215 yards into this narrow green of the par 5. Tangent wants me to lay up with a 5-iron, which would likely be the smarter play. But in the moment, I was feeling hot, and you gotta hit a shot you can commit to. So I'm going for it. A 4 hybrid that I hit absolutely flush. It catches a piece of the green and leaves me 18 feet for eagle. At this point, the leader just tapped in from 6 inches for his eagle, so I need this just to keep pace. And buckets. Call it a big bird. Eagle. That's how you bounce back from bogey, and we jump into a tie for second and manage to stay just 3 back of the lead. Hey, we're 1 under through 6, and it's starting to feel night and day from the last tournament I posted, but there's still a long way to go. Now, some filming issues mean I accidentally pointed the camera backwards for my tee shot and my approach on 7.
Wonder if I just recorded the wrong way on that one.
It's a new camera with a gimbal, and I blew it. So take my word for it, and Tangent's word for it, when I say that I smoked a 3-wood into the narrow fairway and followed it up with a tidy little wedge to 12 feet. I'm just playing patient, solid golf. We're not firing at pins, we're missing on the fat side, and we're hitting responsible putts. It's not sexy, but it's good golf. I missed this putt low, but my speed is on point. These are stress-free pars. We stay in a tie for second, and we stay 3 back. The 8th is a short little par 3 at 116 yards, but the green is small and well guarded. You can't let up your focus, and I hit an absolute dart. Now, not all 7-footers are created equal, and this one is a screamer down the hill. I get the read perfect, it's right in the middle, and I move to 2 under on the round. Solo second and just 2 back in the tournament as we head to the 8th hole. I'm starting to feel some nerves at this point. 2 under in competition? I have a handful of under par tournament rounds, but not many. And I have plenty of under par 9s that turn into something over par. We came into this round with low expectations, but things are escalating. Easy to get ahead of yourself and start counting the holes left or start thinking about what could be the end number. Could this be the day that I break 70 in a tournament? You'll have to keep watching to find out. But if I've learned anything from Josh Nichols and the Mental Golf Show podcast, it's okay to have that thought, let it happen, but then let's get refocused. Let's get back to the present. And in the present, I have a really difficult tee shot. The 9th hole isn't long, but it's narrow. You have dense trees to the left and OB driving range to the right. No real bailout, so it's time to thread the needle. I'm just hitting 3-wood and I'm trying to take it over the V in that tree on the right. And I smoke that. My adrenaline must be pumping because that 3-wood goes over 270 yards, leaving just a 48-degree wedge into the hole. Now, here's one of my few big mistakes in the round. The demon showed up and I didn't back off. Negative, distracting thoughts crept in and I hit the ball anyway. It's not an awful strike, but a flare means I missed this green. Only my 2nd missed green of the front 9. But I get smart near the green. I opt for hitting a bread and butter shot for me, just a little D-lofted 56, get the ball on the ground in a hurry, and let it roll out. And it rolls to a very comfy par. A relatively stress-free 2 under 34 through 9 holes. I'm in 2nd place, and I'm only 1 back of the lead. The brain is starting to do funny things. It's starting to wander into the future and what could be. It's time to pull it back to this shot. And this shot is a tough tee shot on an uphill par 4. If you've never played the course, you'd probably aim down the fairway and you'd probably blow it right through into trouble. Lucky for me, I did my research with the Explore mode in the Tangent app and learned that the line you want to hit it is actually over these trees on the right. The fairway cuts that way and the hole is not as long as it looks from the tee box. I blast this drive on the intended line and my dad thought I'd just hit it out of bounds. That's what the hole looks like. It actually went through the fairway to be in the rough on the left-hand side, so I could have hit it even further right. It's another shot where this time I forgot to turn the camera on.
We missed that shot, but a good shot from the rough.
Which means you missed me hitting a wedge just past the pin to here, a 21-footer down the hill for birdie. I just watched my playing partner barely tap his down the hill and get it all the way to the hole, so I have no idea why I blast this 8 feet by, but I did, and now it's time to grind. If you're gonna miss your speed by 30% on a putt, I'd prefer to miss long for 2 reasons. 1, it might accidentally hit the hole and go in, or at least take the speed off of it. And 2, you at least get to see what the putt does when it goes by. But I suggest not missing on your speed by 30%. We're not giving this away today. I'm ready for the grind. The leader makes birdie though, and I'm down by 2 again, despite making that putt. The par 3s at Split Rail aren't very long, but they have some difficult greens, and the par 3 11th is no exception. Just 120 yards down the hill and into the wind, Tangent has me hitting an easy 48-degree wedge. It looks like I have a bit of a backstop, and a good swing might come back off the hill. And this was all over it, but it doesn't spin back. So now I have this tricky 12-foot slider, and I can promise you that 4 feet out, I thought I'd made it. I thought I'd hit the perfect putt, but it slides by. You wanna know how to make a 2.5-footer feel really, really long? Watch your playing partner 5-putt. This hole was on a diabolical slope, and while I'm about to make this putt look really easy, if you catch an edge, this putt can sling on you. By now, nerves are in full effect. I try not to think about score when I play, but I'm well aware at this point that I'm 2 under. I'm starting to think about shooting in the 60s, I'm starting to think about winning this tournament, and I'm starting to think about what I'm gonna say when I make this video that you're watching right now. I'm starting to think about everything but the shot that's right in front of me. But I've been here before, or at least I'm gonna act like it. An easy mistake to make when you're feeling good and striping it is to get overconfident and start making aggressive decisions. Just because I'm striping it doesn't mean aiming at every flag, and it certainly doesn't mean driver on every hole. This hole is narrow. There's water on both sides, and my Tangent caddy would have told me to lay up. There's little value in trying to thread something up there, and I'd sign up for an easy par right now and get out of here. I hit this one just slightly left of my target, but it catches a firm bounce and heads left of ideal. Because I laid back with a 5-iron, I get away with it. I'm just fine. It stays short of the real trouble and ends up by the cart path, so after some free relief, I have a shot. The ball is well above my feet. Nothing is easy. When the ball is above your feet, it's gonna have a tendency to go left. So I take a conservative line and I aim well right of this pin, and I'm also taking some extra club. I catch it a little bit heavy, and that slings left, but since I took an extra club, I have just enough to cover the bunker and the ball finds the green. Just keep stacking up good decisions. I gave myself room to miss so that when I inevitably do, I still get a good result. I have 50 feet for birdie, but it's for birdie. And even with a slight misread here, I'm able to clean that up for par. Now, a funny thing happens on hole 13. It's a short, almost drivable par 4, and my dad, who is a higher handicapper, asks a seemingly innocent question of how far it is to cover the creek in front of me. So here's an insight into the mind of a golfer. Up until this point, I had never even seen the creek, never gave it a thought. It was maybe a 160-yard carry. I could cover it with almost any club in the bag. Certainly anything I'm gonna hit on this tee shot, and I never considered it a possibility until now, when it was brought into my attention. I select driver, and as I stand over this ball, I have to fight through some demons. Don't top it. Ugh. This is gonna be the time you miss it. That's a tight shoot up there. There's OB left, don't hook it. Just like that, my mind went from target focused and what I want to do to what I didn't want to do. And that's no way to hit a golf shot. So in the moment, I recognize that thought, I let it happen, and I try to flip it by starting some positive self-talk. You've been striping it. Let's adjust it to the right. Let's commit. You've got this. You're the best driver in this tournament. I take a big breath and smoke show. From the outside looking in, you'd never know the turmoil, but that's golf. I have those thoughts too. I just do my best not to let them linger when it's time to execute the shot. Positive affirmation and target-oriented thoughts. 40 yards left to the hole, a tight little chip over some bunkers. Not a ton of green to work with, and not my favorite shot. But I've been putting in some work, and it's time to show off. That's a tap-in birdie. Don't look now, but we're 3 under. Still in second, still just 2 shots back. 3 under, that could be a 69. Just par out. Protect. You can do this. No. It's 1 shot at a time. Do what brought you here. You can't protect what isn't yours, fairways and greens. There's water right on this 14th hole, so we favor slightly left and pipe another tee shot. The swing is good. If you gave up on me after that 84, shame on you. You wanna say I have a flat takeaway, a weird follow through, there's no way I'm a +1, not even an 11, cool bro. Then you don't know golf like I do. Golf isn't about looking like Adam Scott. Good golf is about knowing how to navigate the course, know how to play to your strengths, and know how to make good decisions that maximize your skills. And what I'm not good at is going for par fives in 2. So when there's water right, OB left, the smart play, the tangent play, is to pipe a 5-iron down the middle and leave myself a short wedge. Let's make birdie the old-fashioned way, or at least avoid bogeys. Is that as sexy and as fun as Instagram golf and vanity scores, fake shot tracers, and mulligan eagles? No. But you know what is fun? Shooting an all-time low round in a tournament. So let's do that. Just 81 yards into a tucked right pin, so we'll aim just a tick left and see what we can do. Now, I may appear disappointed with this wedge shot to 11 feet, but that's a statistically phenomenal shot. It's better than PGA Tour average. The problem is we mostly watch highlights on TV, so our perceptions are a bit warped. It's also warped on this putt. I'm disappointed that I missed this 11-footer. Pros miss those 60 to 70% of the time. The hole is small. It's just a par, and even when I fall back to 3 behind the leader, I'm playing my game. The leader is a young college kid that is trying to go pro. I'm a 41-year-old dad that just hopes to qualify for the US Mid-Am. He's hit 100,000 more golf balls than I have this year, and I'm just 3 strokes back with 4 to play. The 15th hole is probably the first tee shot that just truly didn't fit my eye. It felt super narrow. There's water to the right, bunkers to the left. The wind is coming off the left, which is my nemesis. I know my tendency is to block it, and blocking it would be no good. There's penalty over there. So I'm favoring the left-hand side of the fairway. I remind myself that I've been hitting it well, but I still can't commit. I chicken out. I yank it left, and I make sure I'm not wet. I get lucky to miss the bunkers, and I have this awkward jumper from the rough. A good part of golf is being able to read a lie. This ball is sitting up slightly in the dormant Bermuda, and I'm probably gonna hit the top of the face of the club, which means less spin. It means a longer ball flight, and means more rollout, which means my 150-yard club is going to go 160 yards. So I'm just gonna hit a 9-iron. I hit this right on line, and though I thought it was short, it gets there. It goes right by the hole and leaves me 24 feet for birdie. A putt that I thought I made, but it's a, you guessed it, tap in par. After the leader makes a rare bogey, don't look now, but I'm only 2 back. The 2 of us have separated from the field by now, and I'm starting to feel like I have a real chance to win this tournament. In fact, I'm starting to feel myself now. I'm less nervous. I'm in this. I have a chance to do something special, and then I run into the creator's dilemma. I should be focusing on a shot right now, a 140-yard wedge down the hill. I should be telling myself to favor the right and get it just past this hole, or it'll take a nasty kick left. I should be thinking about target as I'm going through my routine. But that's not what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about that train in the background and how this is gonna be an awesome shot on the video where I win this golf tournament. I slightly chunk this shot, and I'm lucky it takes a friendly bounce down the hill and onto the green. It's not an easy putt, but it's a good miss. Like and subscribe. And it's a good reminder that I need to focus on what I'm doing. Can't get ahead of myself. I haven't won anything, and this video hasn't happened yet. We have to tell the story with our clubs first. This is a tough, slow putt up the hill, and I leave a little meat on the bone. You might watch these videos and think that these are just ho-hum easy tap-ins. Nope, my mind is swimming. I have a chance to break 70. Is this where I blow it? Is this where I limp to the finish? You haven't missed one of these today, so this has to be the time. You're gonna miss one eventually, right? Not now, not this time. You're putting well. You've hit 1,000,000 of these in your house. It's straight up the hill, firm, confident, just like you practiced. And boom, center cup. We're 3 under with 2 to play. The 17th is another tricky tee shot. There's water right, bunkers right, too tight for driver. It's not a long hole, so it's a 4 hybrid. The problem with my hybrid is it draws a lot. I have to be careful with it, but left is okay, and even though this one gets away from me, I avoided the big trouble. We're in the rough with a blind shot, but we're dry and we're not in the bunker. I get a good line, I pick a good target, and I swing with the wedge. Between the jumper lie and my adrenaline, this ball gets all the way to the back edge of the green. The nerves are starting to ramp again. The close call on 16 brought me back down to earth. 39 feet, get the pace right, and a strange calm came over me. One of those putts where I feel like I could just see the line. I could absolutely visualize what was about to happen, and I just had to hit it, just get it started. I've been grinding all day, and it's time for the payoff. Boom. Birdie. We're 4 under. This is almost uncharted territory. I've only been 4 under in a tournament one other time, and never this late in a round. The leader covers up my birdie to keep me 2 back going into 18, but now I'm feeling it. We are not trying to protect. This is a par 5. Let's go get him. It's a pretty generous fairway, so we both pipe drives into position A. I've got 185 yards up the hill to a tucked pin. I got a pretty good idea this plays like a 210-yard shot. I'm jacked with adrenaline, and I want to hit something hard, so it's a 5-iron. Right over the hump in front of the green. And I flush it. A perfect swing at the perfect time. It lands on top of the hill and it settles 6 feet from the hole for eagle. The leader manages to get it on the green as well, but he's 40 feet away. A 2-putt for him is not guaranteed. I have to make mine. He hits his first putt and goes just 3 feet past the hole. Are the chances good that he's gonna miss that putt? No. Do the chances increase if I pour an eagle on top of him? Yes. I have a chance to shoot 6 under. After posting an 84 in my last tournament, validation. Wait until the haters see this. My good golf is good enough. I just want to make this putt. No, I don't make it, but I hit a good line. I hit a good putt. It's hard aiming 1-footers outside the hole, and not all good putts go in, but it's a tap-in birdie for a 67 and my lowest round on tour, 5 under par. I hit every single green on the back 9. I hit 16 out of 18 greens on the round. My only bogey was basically a 3-putt from just off the green. I missed 6 putts inside 15 feet. How stupid are golfers when I get off my best tournament round ever and I'm thinking, I left something out there. That's golf. It's never as bad as your worst, and your best will always leave a little more out there just to keep you coming back. This was just one round, a great round, but it's just one round on the journey to get better, and I'm going to need a lot more rounds like this to reach my goals. This still isn't good enough to win the US Mid-Am, but it's a lot closer, and after struggling to break 80 in my last couple, I'm encouraged. I can play this stupid game. I dramatically improved in just a few short weeks. I have to get this broken finger to heal, but I'm on my way. I'm catching that train, so hop on board. Let's see where it goes next time on The Good Miss.